I'm B-Boy Kid David, and I like to dance.
Kid David, a human record, a master of flow, and one of the most expressive b-boys that I know. Not to mention being one of my big inspirations, I wanted to showcase him on my first episode of Break Theory simply because I want to chat about this topic of having this balance between freestyle and sets, simply because he is the prime example of someone that has perfected this seamless freestyled set where he always does similar moves. You know Kid David's signatures. He does them most battles. Most battles we see, he's doing his signatures. Yet, he's always doing them differently. Even though he touches on similar moves and movements most of the time that he's on the floor, he's always doing them in a different order. He's always doing them in a different speed, a different tempo. And that's exactly what I want to chat about in this episode. And that's breaking down how we can learn from this style and what lessons we can learn from this to apply to ourselves. Now, it's all fine and dandy to talk about it all, but I wanted to really get into the meat of it, which is how we can actually apply some of his lessons that we can see simply by watching him visually perform, that we can apply to ourselves to help our own practices and to help better ourselves. Now, I've broken this down into 5 parts. Step number 1, total mastery. Being able to hit your moves and your sets no matter what. This is number 1. It's important, of course. You have to be able to understand your move and your movement. You need to be comfortable with it. Have you mastered it yet? If you haven't mastered it yet, go back to the drawing board and practice it. This just comes from drilling your move or your movement over and over and over again until you are fully confident that you have it down. I don't know about you guys, but I've almost never seen Kid David truly miss and mess up his moves. He almost always has his moves completely on lock so that he can perform them whenever in any given scenario. Number 2, tempo. Can you do your moves slow? Can you do it medium speed? And can you do it quickly? One of the things that makes Kid David is that he can do his moves on any speed he wants in any given moment. And this is one thing that I think a lot of us, including myself, tend to overlook, is we master our move at one speed. But can you do your move slow, medium, or fast speed? So when you're practicing your set and your combination and or your move next, see how slow you can do your move. See how well you can do it at a medium tempo and see how well you can do it as fast as possible. Try to master these 3 things, as I believe this training method is extremely beneficial for all breakers. Number 3, your feeling. One thing that makes Kid David, again, you got it, Kid David, is that he adds so much feeling into everything he's doing. So you've got that hard hitting style and you've got that soft hitting style. And we see him implement that time and time again to where he'll go from hitting a move very sharp to then suddenly hitting a move very softly. Now, not only does this require having intense control, but it also requires having extreme body awareness. This can be mastered in many ways. You can take grooving classes, you can take hip-hop classes, you can learn different styles. Also, if you don't want to take classes and you just want to try and figure it out, then what I recommend doing is try hitting your moves, again, flexed, sharp, hard hitting, and then try hitting it soft, smooth, not so aggressively. That way you get to, again, practice doing it in both contexts, which again we see Kid David represent many times as he'll go from this very soft, chill style to this very sharp, hard-hitting style. Number 4, being adaptable. Now, again, if we notice when Kid David rocks, he'll rock moves super big, and again, he'll rock moves super small. This I've implemented in my own style many times, and I've found it so beneficial because you can take the simplest move and make it look completely different simply by making it smaller or bigger. Also, if you're in a cypher, you're in a battle, you have to learn how to make your moves adaptable to any given physical space. There's also number 4, because when you have feeling and tempo and total mastery of the move first, learning how to make it bigger and smaller becomes a great trick to slow your move down, to speed it up. If you want to go faster, you make it smaller, it's a lot easier. You want to go slower, you make it bigger, it's a lot easier to go slower. And as I said, we see David rock this mentality lots. So again, next time you're in practice, how big can you hit a move? And how small can you hit a move and or your set? Number 5, and finally, we have your musicality. Of course, Dave is known for his musicality. He has an infinite amount of beat kill montages on YouTube, as I'm sure most of us, including myself, grew up watching. Now, one thing that David always does is he adapts every single move from top rock to footwork to freeze to power to the music 100% of the time. And this is again a big thing that I think we can learn and take from and apply to ourselves in practice. So next time when you're training your move and your moves, don't just train it to the beat, don't just train it to the music, but learn how to live it in the music. So you're hitting every tempo, you're going on every little riff. Try to practice going to every different part of the song, every different part of the sound. Try doing it to rock, try doing it to house, try doing it to hip hop, try doing it to breaks, try doing it to classical, try doing it to jazz. Keep experimenting with the music that you rock your set and your moves to, and learn how to kill every single track. If you can do this, you will be ready to adapt your whole set, your whole round to any single song that comes out. You will suddenly be ready to hit any single DJ. David always said he loves music. His dance is always inspired off of music. And this, in my opinion, is how majority of us should be. Yet not all of us have the same love of music as David does. Some of us just love the dance. Some of us just love the movement. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if we want to improve and we want to see what notes we can take from someone like David, I think a great drill is by practicing our moves and our runs to different types of music. So next time you're at practice, remember total mastery, tempo, feeling, adaptability, and musicality. Those are the 5 broken down concepts that I believe have made David's style look so fresh, so raw, so freestyled, even though, as I've said, he doesn't have the most moves in the world. He's not a breaker that has an arsenal wider than the universe. He's made every single move be able to be done in so many different ways that it looks like he's always doing a new, separate, different move. He's made all his sets be able to look a different way and then be able to be done at a different speed. This is what kind of tricks the eye and tricks us all into believing that he's doing this vast amount of moves. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to downplay the amount of moves he has or the quality of his moves, because it's clear and evident to the whole world that that's not a problem for him. He clearly has more than enough, but I want to showcase him as an example of this, so that maybe this can answer your question of how to make your sets look freestyled and how to mix freestyling in with your sets. Much love, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Break Theory. If you'd like more, please comment down below. Let me know who you'd like me to cover next, what topic you'd like me to cover, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Magnus.Magneto out.